What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bridge Side. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. I've just absolutely smashed down a lovely roast dinner. Can't be complaining myself. Let me know what you've had, because mine was beautiful. Right, plenty of stuff to talk about today. It's not been too crazy in the sense of the news, but we have had some big topics brought up, especially by Fabrizio Romano. Before that, we've had a rejected bid from Maignan. We've got news about Bynoe-Gittens. We've got updates on our keepers as well. But before we get into it, please drop a like. Please subscribe. It means the world to me. Keeps me doing this. Let's get into it. Right, Maignan. 15 million euros was rejected by Milan. They want 25 million euros, which, let's be honest, is a complete steal. I don't even know why Chelsea are hesitating. Apparently, we're going to redo the bid at 18 million euros with add-ons, some sort of proposal to AC Milan to maybe get them to accept. To be honest, 25 million euros for a keeper of that stature is ridiculous. The club should just pay it. Look how much we paid for Kepa a few years ago. Wasn't it like 85 million? It's a joke. Just pay the fee. It's 25 million euros. That works out, what, 18, 19 million pounds? Just pay it. It might be a little bit more than that. Don't quote me on the maths. Don't judge me. This is a steal if we pull this off. Would you take Maignan over Sanchez right now? Let me know in the comments, because I know I would. Okay, on to the next one. Bynoe-Gittens. Chelsea had proposed a 35 million euro bid for Gittens. Dortmund won 60 million euros. Apparently, it could even go up to 70 million euros. The player wants to move. He's agreed a 7-year deal. He wants to join us. He wants to be a Blue. He wants to come to us. Let him come. And we need him before. We need him to train with the guys before the Club World Cup. We need to get this through the door. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea are going to put in another offer. What that offer entails, we do not know yet. I think we'll probably find that one out tomorrow. I will do my best to get that one out to you guys as soon as I know. Like I've said in my other videos, him or Nico Williams, I stand by Gittens every single time. I think Nico's too much of a star boy signing. Probably have a bit of attitude, especially with how tough the Prem is. I think Bynoe-Gittens, coming from Man City's academy, at least understands the English heritage of football and what it takes to play in England. So yeah, I think even for 40, 50 million euros, I think it's still a bargain for a player like that. Because I don't want to wait another year. But you guys let me know in the comments if you think, he's a player that's good enough now, or we need to wait another year. I personally think we just go for him. And there's also been some talks of possibly letting Noni Madueke go. But I'm not being funny. If Noni Madueke goes, we've only got Esteval and Neto that can play off the right. And as well as me, Neto can play off the left, play off the right, down the middle. I say, keep Noni. Apparently he played really well for England. I didn't watch the game, to be honest. I didn't even realise it was on at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I would have watched it, but apparently he had a good game. He got man of the match. So, that's our boy, that's our Blues. And, I still love the fact that Tuchel put Reece James at left back when we've got plenty of left back options. Just, I think there's a little bit of bias, but hey, Champions League winners, we don't mind it, do we? Here's a little story that I think is fantastic. Kepa Arrizabalaga to Arsenal for £5 million is almost done. Now, what happened to the football heritage of you don't go to your rivals? I can't remember who it was, but they were leaving Chelsea and they completely snuffed the idea of going to Tottenham because it's our rival. Feel free to let me know which player this was, because off the top of my head, I can't remember. I'm not going to go diving into the internet while I'm talking to you guys. But Conor Gallagher completely snubbed Tottenham, didn't he? How do I even forget that? Still can't. I've still got PTSD with letting that guy go. Honestly, ridiculous. I've always loved Conor Gallagher, and he seems to be doing all right at Atletico Madrid. You can't fault it. Wish the guy the best. But also in the media, there are talks of a possible swap deal for Robert Sánchez and Kudus from West Ham. Now, from what I've seen already, we've already had swap deal options completely refused by West Ham. They want straight cash. And in his buyout clause, it's 85 million. Saudi 120. If it's a European club outside of the Premier League, then it's 80 million. This guy is not worth 80 million. He's a very good player. I think the sky's the limit with him. I just don't think he's had the opportunity to show that at West Ham. But they've been very clever with this contract. So I think if you can bag him for 40, 50 million with add-ons, I think maybe you've got yourself a possible deal. But I'm not being funny, but if you're looking at spending that much money, I'd personally rather go for Morgan Rogers. At least he has the chemistry with the likes of Cole Palmer and Lavia and Delap. I think you'd be silly not to at least prefer Rogers, who again is a very versatile player, can play off the left. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Sanchez at West Ham. I think that's just easy, isn't it? Let them go through the struggles. They already are struggling, West Ham, but it just comes down to it. Let him go. He can't be our keeper. But I tell you what, who would you keep? Would you keep Petrovic, Sanchez, or would you trust Maignan? Because if we do have Maignan, who do we have as our backup? You've got Sanchez, Petrovic, Jorgensen, Penders. You could loan out Petrovic, loan out Jorgensen and keep Penders as a second keeper because he's so young, he won't mind. Or do you send him out to get proven experience so it builds character, it builds experience, it makes him more of a presence, more of a leader, more of that physical toughness that you need, for your defence. You let me know on that one. That one's a tough one. Other small news, the club is still scouting Ekitike, but apparently it's starting to die in conversation. The talks are just starting to, I think Chelsea are not willing to push that heavy on that much money for such an unproven player who's only 22 years old. You've had the likes of Thierry Henry come out recently in the media and say how when he was coaching, he coached Ekitike for a small amount of time, and he said he could be a little bit frustrating. 1 minute he's world class, 1 minute switches off, and it all comes a bit iffy. Felix, possible return to Benfica, his boyhood club, where he become that infamous 120 million deal. There's talks of him going, I think it's for 25 million. At this rate, I just let him go. Thank you, no thank you. I'm going to miss him, but, it sucks. But it is what it is, isn't it? We'll likely hear, but as an overall, we're probably going to likely hear more on Gittens and Maignan this week. I think these are the most focal we're going to be before the Club World Cup. I don't see us signing another defender or any big name signings. So I think in the next 2 days, this is when we're really, I personally think tomorrow is where we're going to either agree deals or just everything's going to go to waste. So it's going to be very interesting. So I will make sure to get a video out as soon as I can tomorrow with news or updates. So yeah, that's your quick roundup for today. It's a Sunday. I've never made a video on a Sunday. To be honest, I've never made these. This is my fourth video in 2 days. So, I need to chill out. But you guys need to let me know what you want to see. Let me know your comments, your opinions. Let me know if I'm wrong or if you disagree. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. Who do you guys think we should all go in for? Is that an Osimhen, a Victor Gyökeres? Who should we really be pushing for this summer? I want to hear your guys' opinions. Okay. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, especially if you're as big as a Chelsea fan as me. Come support the channel. It would absolutely mean the world to me. All right. Before we shut off, Osimhen has just declined Al Hilal on personal terms again. Now, is this a quick sign that he wants to join a European club? But I think someone needs to let this man know, mate, you need to drop them wages if you think you'll come into Europe. Because things are changing, mate. These big money signings, unless you want to go to Real Madrid or maybe even a Barcelona, it's not happening. Or if you're a mug like United, then they'll pay you ridiculous wages. So yeah, I will be back with another video as soon as I know what's going on. As soon as I get a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, or if I see anything else in the news. But until then, see you in a bit. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.